For the past 5 years, I've been using this strategy to make money on YouTube. And in this video, I'm gonna reveal exactly how I made over $52,000 from just one simple YouTube video. Yes, you heard that right. Just one video. Now, you're probably thinking, why would I show you my exact formula? Well, I'm gonna be completely honest. I know a lot of YouTube gurus make it sound easy, but coming up with consistent YouTube ideas that perform well can be tough. So today I'm gonna be doing something that they won't. I'm gonna give you real numbers, real examples, and a step-by-step guide to copy my exact methods. And this video better go viral because I'm sharing everything. So smash that like button and subscribe because you won't find this anywhere else. All right, guys, so this is the exact video, 52,892. It might be a little bit different on the thumbnail, but yeah, over $52,000. It's 9 boring but high-paying remote jobs that are always hiring in 2025. And I'm gonna show you exactly how I created this video because 99% of the work was done by using my system and AI, and then all I had to do was come in at the last moment and do a tiny amount of work, and I made over $52,000 from this video. Now, by the way, I am gonna go to settings here, and I'm gonna go to currency. This is US dollar. Now, if I were to switch this to, let's just say, Singapore dollar, then it's gonna be different, right? That's $71,000. And if I were to go here and switch to, let's just say, the Jamaican dollar, it's also gonna be different. That's $8 million. Oh my goodness, I'm a millionaire from one video, right? So I'm just doing this because there's a lot of fake gurus out there that will show you screenshots and it's not the real deal when they do it. So we're gonna go back to the US dollar here and we'll go save, and it is $52,000. Now, by the way, before I start telling you this method, if you're thinking, oh Shane, I don't wanna show my face like you are, I've made videos without showing my face. For instance, this one right here, what is marketing in 3 minutes, did not show my face for a single second. And if you go to the analytics on this video, it got nearly 1 million views and made $6,500. This was for a video that took me literally 3 minutes of my time to make. That's all. Like, that's all it took me. And if you think it's just me doing it, check out this channel, for instance, the Organic Chemistry Tutor, also does not show their face. All of their videos are just going over random math or science related topics, or in some cases, Excel sheet related topics. They're literally just teaching information that is readily available on the internet, readily available in books that you can get for free or buy for like $10. And they're just teaching it in visual format. And they haven't uploaded in 3 months. And if you go to their view stats profile, they're making $35,000 to $98,000 a month completely passively. Haven't even uploaded in 3 months. So if that doesn't show you that this works, whether you show your face or not, some of the students I've worked with show their face, some of them don't. I don't know what to tell you. For instance, this student right here started off faceless. They just had like an AI or an animated avatar. And then eventually they decided to do a face reveal, and they're making 7 figures a year from this channel, right? So the method works with or without showing your face. And here's what it is. There is a ton of amazing information out there that is available in text format. The problem with that is nobody wants to read text anymore. This is why the newspaper and the magazine industry are dying. Everybody wants to see videos. So there's a ton of information out there that's awesome, engaging, amazing information, but it's not in a medium that people actually want to consume it in. So all you have to do is just take that amazing information, turn it into a video format, post it on YouTube, and you can make a ton of money. It's literally one of the best and easiest opportunities I've ever seen. Now, in some niches, you can literally just use ChatGPT. Now, you probably want to use certain prompts on ChatGPT. They're ones that I've actually trained and created to make them really good, which, by the way, I will be giving away in a live workshop that I do this Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, guys, quick break. This Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm doing a one-time only AI content creation workshop, and I will be giving you the secrets that many successful content creators use in 2025. This will be good for you whether you are somebody who just wants to create a personal brand to get a better job, whether you want to start a side hustle, make a little bit of passive income on the side, make a full-time income, or even start a full business using AI and content creation. And this is something that hasn't been accessible to most people until AI came along because it simply would take too long to do. And you can check it out down in the description and the pinned comment below. Now, at this workshop, I'm gonna be giving away my VibeWriter content creation AI. This is a GPT-powered piece of software that I've been working on, and it's trained on thousands of hours of teaching, my scripts, coaching sessions, etc. And with this tool, you can make a script without having to type anything. You just talk to it, right? It's kind of like vibe coding, if you've heard of that. And it'll basically write you an amazing script, which you can use for content. And I'm giving it away for this one time only at the workshop. So make sure you show up. Click the link in the description or the pinned comment below. And when you're done registering, make sure to click on add this to your calendar. Like I said, the workshop's completely free. The Vibrator AI is completely free, but you do have to go to the workshop. And if you click add this to your calendar, it'll show up in your Google, Apple, or Outlook calendar. So you can make sure that you won't miss the chance to grab the Vibrator Content Creation AI. And you'll also be able to ask me questions live. So it'll be a Zoom call where we can basically just talk to each other. So I look forward to meeting you. See you Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Click the link in the description, the pinned comment below. And now, back to your regularly scheduled programming. But literally all you have to do is just take information that's either readily available on AI or on the internet, and then a lot of the time just make that information into a video format and you're good to go. That's it. That's exactly what the organic chemistry tutor is doing, just as an example. And by the way, this doesn't have to be super academic educational information, right? Because with my channel, for instance, I talk about like remote jobs, for instance, I talk about side hustles, stuff like that. With this particular channel, they're talking about science, math, education related topics. It doesn't necessarily have to be like that. It can be all kinds of different information. It could be on literally any topic in the world that people are interested in, and people are consuming content in other formats. And you just take the content from those formats and you take it and put it in video format. So not just written content, by the way. It could be radio content or podcast content or blog content. And then you take the content from those different sources and you basically just turn it into video content, which is much harder to make, which is what 80% of people prefer to consume content in. And that is literally exactly what I did with this video, and it's exactly what I do with almost all of the videos on my channel. So what I did with this video is I looked up almost all of the most popular remote job websites. I took the data from all of those websites about the jobs that they're posting a lot. And obviously, if companies are posting a bunch of jobs over and over again, it's because they want to hire people for those types of jobs. And then I basically just took the most popular jobs that companies were posting about all the time, and I took most of those and I put them in this video. That's it. I had my custom AI, which is really good at writing, write it out. It picked the video title, and all I had to do was just record the video. That's it. So I found value. I found information that was being consumed in a different format, which was typically on job boards or on job board websites. And I took the best of that information. I synthesized it. I've heard it called that before as well. And then put it into video format. And I've started a multi-7-figure-a-year business just by doing that. It's literally one of the easiest businesses you could possibly do. You just take content that's already working out on the internet, you synthesize it into video format, and you put it on YouTube. Now, there's different ways you can do this. For instance, you might be making news style content. In that particular case, you want to basically find trending news or popular events that are happening. So for instance, you might be scrolling on Twitter. Twitter is really good for news content, or maybe Instagram or TikTok, right? And you see some big event happen and you make news about it. Just as an example, meet freaking Kevin, when the stimulus checks were happening, made $30 million in a single year, and almost all of his videos were just covering stimulus checks, right? He was basically, every time whoever was writing the stimulus checks would, go to the bathroom or eat a burrito or order a different coffee at Starbucks, he would make a new video about it, right? Or maybe they tweeted their dog or something, right? He would make a new video about that. And he just covered the same information over and over again with slightly different, new things that are happening, slightly different news that were happening. And people ate it up. People loved it. And he made $30 million in a single year doing that. So news style content can be another really good way to make content. And again, all you're doing is you're taking content that already exists in text format. Twitter, for instance, is a great place to get this information. And then you're just putting it in video format. That's it. Now, let's talk about the specifics of how to do this. Because once you've basically found your video idea, you want to choose an engaging angle or hook. So in this particular case, the title I chose was 9 boring but high-paying remote jobs, always hiring in 2025. So this is where AI can help a lot, because AI actually did write this title, but I chose it out of 10 titles that AI wrote. So at the end of the day, it's like, yes, AI came up with the title, but I was the one who actually chose it. So the reason why I thought this particular one would work is because basically everyone else in the remote job market was making remote jobs seem super amazing. Like, oh my gosh, remote jobs are awesome and you get to stay at home and it's just gonna be the best time and blah, blah, blah. And realistically, hey, remote jobs are pretty awesome, but there's also some downsides. So I came into the market and I offered like a little bit more of a negative, or more kind of like, let's be honest, realistic perspective. and people absolutely loved it. An example that I saw recently of someone else who has done this is Small Brained American, where he basically started posting about how, India sucks, don't ever come here. And he started posting about how he got like food sickness in India, right? How long till I get food poisoning in India? India's train ride from hell, et cetera, et cetera. And by the way, no offense to anyone from India. I'm actually looking forward to visiting India. But basically the reason he did this is because literally every other travel channel on YouTube makes every country just sound perfect. It's just like every country is just absolutely perfect in their own way and there's just nothing wrong with them. And he came in and he's like, actually, like some countries like have some serious problems. And I'm just gonna be honest about it, right? So again, he was a little bit more negative, or let's be honest, kind of like realistic about what is actually happening in a lot of these different countries. And because of that, he got a ton of views and his channel absolutely blew up, right? So a lot of the time, if everyone else is zigging, right? If the whole freaking niche is zigging, sometimes it's a good idea to zag. But the whole point here is try to come up with angles or hooks that are a little bit different than other people. And again, ChatGPT can help you do that, especially if you have the custom AI that we've created.
What's happening, guys? In the editing process of this video, and I have an opportunity for a select group of people. So these are people who are serious about growing their personal brand on YouTube. So basically, we figured out recently how to grow a personal brand and combine all the upsides of a personal brand with the upsides of automation, right? Using AI, using things like this to basically grow your personal brand 10 times faster, which in the past used to take decades to do. And now you can do it significantly faster. And you can do this to get a better job. You know, we work with beginners that just want to get a better job with their personal brand. You can do this to make money as a side hustle. We work with a lot of people like that. We can do this to make more money if you already have a side hustle or a small business. Or if you're already crushing it on YouTube, we can help you crush it 10 times more. We've worked with people like that as well. I mean, I literally can show clients at each level, people that we've gotten from 0 to over 10K, 0 to like over 30K, from like 1K per month all the way up to 185K per month, from around 30K per month all the way up to over 500K per month. So literally at every single level, and it works for everyone in every situation. With that being said, we are only working with 3 to 5 people, and they have to be people who are very serious, right? People who are dedicated to making this work. So if you think you're that type of person, go ahead and apply it down in the description and the pinned comment below, and you could be part of our group of 3 to 5 that we help. So see you there. Have a good one.
Now, step 3 is to create the thumbnail first. Now, this might sound backwards, but creating your thumbnail first helps clarify exactly how you're going to grab attention. So go to Google or Twitter, find images related to your event, and then use an AI tool or Canva to edit. So I'm gonna pretend that this guy is me. I'm gonna keep this guy's face. And then I'm just gonna go find some sort of, event that happened. Okay, so I'm just gonna pretend like, hey, the stock market just crashed. So just pretend like that something just happened to the stock market, and I'm just gonna go ahead and use this. Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and take this thumbnail, I'm gonna put it here. And by the way, you would wanna find one that has the right usage rights when you do this. Although, let's be honest, very few of them ever actually care. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and put it kind of like that. And then I'm gonna go position, and I'm gonna go backwards so that it goes more towards the back. And then all of a sudden, wow, look at that. It's actually already looking pretty good, if I was this guy. And then you would change the names here, and you would just go something like, I don't know, stock market, or let's just say stocks just crashed. Stocks just crashed 2025, okay? So obviously, there's better ways of doing it, but this is not bad, right? Like stocks just crashed, you found some kind of thing that's related to it. Stocks just crashed 2025. This is a serviceable thumbnail. And then the next step would be to write the script using AI. Now, I use AI tools like Claude and ChatGPT. ChatGPT is completely fine to use if that's what you're familiar with. I have a ChatGPT tool that I use to write scripts, but basically you would just feed it information of what happened already, with the stock market crash or wherever you found that information on the internet. So for instance, let's just say we found it from Grok. When is the last major time the stock market took a big hit, and why did it happen? right? And I just asked Grok this question and it had all of this. So I could just copy this and put it into ChatGPT, for instance. Literally just gonna copy paste. And then I asked it, can you cite some good sources for tweets that caused this? And it gives a bunch of examples of tweets, and you can actually just link to the tweets or link to the articles as well. And so I can literally just go ahead and copy this as well. Additionally, depending on the type of video you make, you might open up the tweets as well and just kind of like cover them and talk about what happened. Now, obviously this happened a few months ago when the stock market crashed, but you would literally, I'm just pretending like we're doing this on the day because you can do the same thing. Grok is really good for getting information from tweets, for instance, and then you literally just copy and paste it. That's it. You just copy and paste it in, and then it's as simple as really just telling it to create a YouTube script for you. Now, of course, you can create better scripts. That's why we have custom AIs that will do this better. But honestly, you're gonna get a pretty decent script just doing this alone. So you just tell it to create a script based on this information that we just put in there. And there you go, Anchor, which would be you. The United States has just experienced its sharpest stock market drop in years, and it all started with a speech from President Donald Trump. We're talking millions wiped out in days, markets around the globe plunging, and fears of a full-blown trade war. Here's what you need to know. On April 2nd, 2025, and what the president called Liberation Day, Donald Trump announced sweeping new tariffs, a 10% baseline tariff on nearly all imports, and massive targeted tariffs, 245% on China, 46% on Vietnam, 20% on the European Union. The goal? Economic autonomy. The result? Market chaos. Within hours, fears of inflation, broken supply chains, and global recession spread like wildfire. By April 3rd and 4th, the S&P 500 dropped about 10% in just 2 days. The Dow Jones fell 9.48%. That's more than 4,000 points. And the NASDAQ lost 11%. You see what I mean? Like, this is good enough information. You don't have to read it word for word, but it's good information that you can just kind of follow along and make your own video. And all of this was done in almost no time at all. Now you might be wondering, well, what if I don't do news style content, Shane? How do I do that? Well, again, you just find stuff that's already on the internet and then you just make it in video form. So for instance, if you were doing remote jobs like me, you would find a website that has really good remote job listings consistently, and then you could just sign up to their website, something like Flex Jobs. You could probably also do Indeed, for instance. And then you just sign up to their job listings and you'd look probably specifically for remote jobs in this case. And then you can just copy and paste all of the job listings in the last week, for instance, put it into AI and ask it to tell you what are the most common jobs that companies are hiring for this week. And then make a video about the most common remote jobs that companies are hiring for. That way you're actually giving good information because you're telling people the jobs that companies are posting a lot of job listings for, and you're doing it in a timely manner. And we do something very similar to this on my channel. Now, I'm not gonna give away exactly how I do it on my channel because I don't want a ton of people competing with me, but basically it's something similar to that. We have a little bit more of a complicated system set up because we want to give the absolute best of the best options for people. But you can see how this is super easy. You literally just take content that's already on the internet. In this case, it was remote jobs or Twitter, or it could be review sites or all kinds of different stuff. And then you just put it in video format. It's that simple. So the next step would be for you to record the audio and the video. And there's a lot of different options for this. You know, some people want to use AI avatars. Some people don't want to choose their face. They don't want to show their face. And so in that case, what I recommend you do is use an AI avatar. This is exactly what my client Wiz of Ecom did at first. He didn't want to show his face, so he used an AI avatar or an animated avatar. And one thing that's great about using an avatar instead of not using anything at all is people still feel like you're a personal brand. So they feel like they have a connection with you because of the fact that you have the avatar, which gives you a huge advantage when it comes to getting views. And then later on, you can decide if you want to show your face or not. So the avatar makes things much, much better. And then you can either use your real voice or you can use a voice from 11 Labs. 11 Labs is definitely the best voice software. Of course, you can clone your own voice and use your own voice from 11 Labs, or you can use one of their own custom software voices and they sound really, really good. Now, I will say about this part, YouTube is starting to really crack down on AI produced content, whether it's shadow banning, demonetizing, banning, etc., etc. YouTube is really starting to crack down on this content. Now, a general rule of thumb is just make sure that you're uploading quality content. If you do that, you should be fine. But I'm sure there are some people out there that have uploaded quality content and they've gotten shadow banned and stuff like that. So be a little bit careful with AI. This is why you probably want to attend my live training so that I can kind of help you to do things the right way and not mess this up because you don't want to get shadow banned. So there's certain ways to do it where you're not going to get shadow banned and certain ways to do it where you will get shadow banned. So yeah, you can either record the audio yourself or you can make it on 11 Labs. And I can already hear it right now. Shane, I don't have a fancy mic like you. You've got the Shure SM7 DB mic. It's so amazing. I don't have a fancy mic like you, so I can't do this. Well, actually, there is this tool called Adobe Podcast where it can turn really audio, even audio that you've recorded with your phone, into amazing sounding audio. So I've actually done this as a test in the past just to show you how good it is, and it works incredibly well. So you can literally just record the audio on your phone or on your computer or whatever, put it into Adobe Podcast, and it turns it into studio style quality, right? So that can't possibly be an excuse as well. Now, the next step is editing your video. Now, I highly recommend that you make the video in such a way where you don't really need to spend that much time editing, especially when you first start a channel. With that being said, if you are going to edit, there's two tools that I really recommend, which by the way, I'm just gonna say this again. I recommend that you don't edit or you edit as tiny as possible because this is the time consuming part, but there's two tools that I recommend. Descript. Descript has AI features where it'll take out silences, it'll take out parts where you repeat yourself, parts where you mess up, parts where you say or anything like that. It'll just automatically take all those parts out. And you can edit with words. So if there's something about your script that you don't like, you can just like literally just delete the words and it'll delete that part of the video, which is amazing. And plus it's got all the other video features. You can have words automatically pop up on the screen, like transcripts of what you said, for instance. It's got a lot of amazing features like that. So it saves a ton of time and effort when it comes to editing. And it's honestly insanely simple to use. Another tool that we like using is an add-on to other tools out there. For instance, you can use it with Adobe Premiere Pro, and that's Firecut. Firecut is really good AI editing. And I think out of all the AI editors that claim to be completely hands-off, I think that Firecut is the best one. So this is another good one to look into. Another very easy, beginner-friendly tool for editing is CapCut. CapCut's super easy to use. It does have some AI features. You know, you can, not as many as Descript, but it does have some and it's really easy to use. And then finally, there is InVideo AI. It's a really good AI editor tool. It also has some of the other features built in like AI text to video. Now, the truth is most of the types of videos that you would make purely in InVideo are not going to be monetizable, but you can use it to help you make the videos faster, and it does have a lot of AI features that are really good. And then step 7 is to upload and optimize, right? So now you upload the video, you pay careful attention to your title, thumbnail, description, and tags, and you use keywords that people are searching for. And I've made entire videos about exactly how to do this. Very, very simple to do it correctly. There's just a few things you don't want to mess up on. And then you wait 24 to 48 hours after you've uploaded, just put it on unlisted, give the algorithm some time to scan your video to make sure that it's not spam and make sure that it knows what your video is about so it can show it to the right people, and then publish it and go live. And you can do a ton of this. Just as an example, meet Kevin, the guy that I was talking about who's making all those videos on the stimulus checks. He was uploading 7 videos a day using a similar method to this. So you can make a massive amount of videos doing this. Now, I know I didn't get into all the little details step by step, and the truth is I can't in a video like this, but I told you pretty much the most important parts of what we do with our videos. But if you want to ask me questions, if you want to learn live directly from me, I have a training this Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can literally be in the same Zoom call as me, ask me questions face to face, and you can check that out down in the description and the pinned comment below. Look forward to meeting you there. And if you are ready to get started with YouTube, if you want one-on-one mentorship on YouTube, we do have a coaching program, Content Growth Engine. We're very picky about who we allow into this coaching program. You can check out all of our testimonials, all of our student success stories by clicking that link down in the description and the pinned comment below. Watch the video and then apply if you think you're a good fit. And check out this video I did interviewing my client, Sean, who was able to scale all the way up to over 500K per month by clicking right here.